All right, guys. So, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about what's going on in the world, the market, everything. And if that's something that interests you, well, just stay to the end of the video. It's always a quick one. But like always, let's jump into it. Now, I'm sure you've seen that we have this new strain going around. It sounds like Optimus Prime's brother or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't personally think this is a big deal. Yes, it's more contagious, but I don't believe it's more harmful. From what it's showing, it's not more harmful. Sure, it's more contagious. Yeah, sure, fine. But when you break down the variant, the most potent one is the first one. So we'll see where that goes, but I don't think it's a big deal. The market reacted to it and it dumped, and then crypto dumped, and everything else dumped, and people were so scared running around crying. But I don't think that's really the case. I think more people are scared that Jerome Powell is going to raise rates faster to fight inflation. And yes, he's the same person that says inflation was transitory and it's going to go away, blah, 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 blah. And now he's saying we have to drop transitory because it's here to stay and we have to fight it. I personally think he switched up because he was fighting for his job. And Joe Biden was like, hey, stop using transitory so I can get my bill across. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. It's kind of weird how it lined up. It's kind of weird how he got invited to the White House because they were trying to figure out who's going to take Jerome Powell's job. And then he switched his view on life, well, inflation, after that conversation. Therefore, he probably got to keep his job, his security, because somebody told him to switch. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Tinfoil hat, whatever it is. But anyways, so everybody's scared because they're like, oh yeah, he's going to fight inflation. Inflation is going to go down and Bitcoin's going to crash. And the stock market, they're not going to feed it. What are we going to do? We're all going to go broke. That's not necessarily the case. In my opinion, inflation can't be reversed because the money's already out there. And once we get out, the velocity of money's probably going to go up, which is not good because mid to low supply, especially right now with China, and high demand equals higher prices. Easy. And they're trying to fight inflation by swinging a sword at a dollar bill instead of realizing that we get our goods and services from China and other places. And China has this zero tolerance policy against all, you know what I'm talking about. So when they get Optimus Prime's brother going over there and people are going to get infected and it's highly more infectable, well, China's probably going to be shutting down. And if China shuts down 1 to 2 times or 3, Lord knows 5 to 10, our supply chain issue is just getting worse and worse and worse. They're trying to taper the money and say, oh yeah, if we do this, inflation is going to stop. But the real issue is the supply chain. Now, obviously you have to taper at one point, but I don't think this is going to help inflation. It's probably going to hurt a lot of people in debt, of course, but I mean, it is what it is. I think the drop in the market in the crypto space was a tad bit over dramatic. I personally think crypto was manipulated. And it's just because if you look at the news and you look at what the world is giving you, banks are buying it, small countries are buying it, billionaires are buying it, but it doesn't go mainstream. And just my belief is a lot of people trade off of bots, and a lot of rich people know that. So, I mean, who owns the medias? Rich people. So they put out negative stories or stories that make the bot sell, and when they sell, and then it gets leverage and they sell, and then they sell, and then they sell. And it creates a mini crash just for them to re-enter. I'm just saying, JP Morgan did it with gold and silver and everything else and got caught. That's just some food for thought. But my opinion on all of this, I don't really care on dips. I tend to just buy a little bit, 20, 40, 50, 100, nothing crazy. I'm not balling out, but the dollar cost averaging is going to help in the future. I buy technology that I believe is going to be the future, 5 to 10 years, all the time. So it's not necessarily how much can you make in a year off Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or even Doge or Shiba Inu, whatever they're called. It's what are they going to do in the future? How are they making society better, more convenient, faster, XYZ, whatever it is. That's why I don't invest in meme coins like that, because I don't feel comfortable leaving my money there in a coin that I haven't seen perform in a bear market or even survive a bear market. But again, that's my opinion. I'm just a YouTuber, barely even a YouTuber. And for the stock market, I mean, honestly, they may be tapering, but they're still buying. The stock market doesn't entertain me as much because inflation is so high. I know they say it's like 6%, but they really just tailor it to make them look good because they don't put food or gas because it's too volatile. But it's like, who do you know that lives without food and gas? Like, doesn't make sense. And you can see inflation in front of your eyes. I mean, just take it for what it is. The Dollar Tree is going up to $1.25. And I know people are going to be like, it's just a quarter. But then think about like $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. That's when inflation gets crazy. I mean, look at the houses. They're up like 30, 40%. Insane. So when there's a lot of fear in the market, I think you just got to relax and stop taking in all the fear, because the fear is going to make you do irrational decisions. Well, emotional based decisions, and investing shouldn't be emotional. It should really just be logical. Like you should really try to think like, is this technology going to be used in 5 to 10 years? Is this going to make the world faster and better? I sincerely think Bitcoin's going to make the world better. Ethereum's going to make the world better. Chainlink is going to make the world better. Cardano going to make the world better. It already is. And there's so many other projects, Teslas, Apples, Googles, you know, even Meta. But I mean, it just depends on what you believe in, what your morals and all that stuff. But that's a whole different video. I don't think you should panic. I think you should just embrace it and just dollar cost average into the plays that you believe in the most. I don't think the bull market's over. I was wrong when I said Bitcoin to 100,000 in December, but I still believe Bitcoin is going to get to 100,000+. I just think it's going to be a little more lengthening, which is good because there's probably going to be less volatility in the future, which means when all the rich people get in and the market cap's 10, 20, 30 trillion dollars, it's going to be a lot harder to manipulate because there's so much money in there. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this type of content, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to stay in the loop. I drop a video about every other day, helping you mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, and emotionally, all here, all for free. All you got to do is subscribe. That's it. Seriously. But with that being said, my name is Derek with Flip and Drip, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.